How to know where your relationship is with money. We have to go back and look at generationally what has happened in your lineage. So, whatever you know in your lineage that has happened with your family financially, you have to look at the patterns. Patterns in life are just energy signatures. So, when you look at the patterns of whether your family is wealthy, whether they had money and they lost it, whether they were poor, like you have to look at where you come from. And then you got to look at the things that your parents would say growing up surrounding money so you can know where your childhood beliefs originated. So what did you hear growing up about money? What sayings were always said? You know, in a Jamaican house I always heard, you know, if you love money, you know, if you love money. I'm saying that's something that always was reoccurring in my head. You're not supposed to love money, because why do you love money so much? That's for greedy people. You know what I mean? So think about that. And then think about what type of household you grew up in. Was it poor? Was money easy to come by? Did you struggle? Did you have to settle? Like, think about those things, right? How did they shape you? What were your thoughts surrounding money? Was money hard to come by? Were you always told you have to work harder because of your skin color? All resistance blocks that we place in front of ourselves that simply are fake. And I say that because money is not real. So the blocks that we have to money are then just us blocking ourselves from money. If you get that, you get that. And then, depending on where you are in your life, think about where you are now. Think about what your relationship is like with money. Have you been living check to check? Have you struggled with your mindset around money? Have you struggled with your entrepreneurial journey? Do you self sabotage when you have opportunities? When money flows to you with ease, do you go that way? Or do you go where the money is more resistant and harder? Do you make up excuses for why you can't get more money, or why it's easier to just stay where you're at than to elevate? You see your patterns, you can see your underlying beliefs and your thought systems by the way you think about money. And in order to identify these things, what you want to do is, when you're in the process of doing anything with money that gets you a little bit uncomfortable, pay attention to the thoughts that come up that stop you from moving forward. So if you go to the store and you end up buying more than you intended to in groceries, and you're like, damn, I shouldn't have spent this much money. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay for this. I don't know if that's the thoughts that are coming up in your head, right? So if you're thinking, I don't know if I should be spending this money, I don't know if I can afford this, that means that there's a thought that is underlying that doesn't believe that money comes to you easily. That means that you think that it's going to take a long time or a lot of hard work before you can get that money back. So you don't want to spend it. So you hold on tight to it. Love is the energy of freedom. So money does not want to be around people that hold it tight and never let it go. Money wants to be able to flow freely. So we have to start thinking about, how do you feel when you see something that you really, really like and you really, really want? Do you tell yourself, yeah, you know what? Like, I'm just going to buy it. It'll come back one way or another. Money always finds me effortlessly. Or do you tell yourself, you know, I should be spending this here, I should be saving this, or I should be doing this? Like, what are your thoughts that come up when it's time for you to spend money? Do you spend money on yourself and buy quality things, or do you always go for the cheapest option first? These are all patterns. These are all cycles and energies that we get stuck in. And we have to understand that it is our beliefs about around what we think we are worthy and deserving of that lead to us choosing to spend money in certain ways on certain things, what we prioritize. Like, all of these things goes into whether or not you believe you are truly worthy of wealth, or if you don't actually believe you are worthy of wealth. Comment below if you need any more suggestions. These are just things that I became conscious to when I was working on money. Also, the book A Pocket Full of Money is super duper helpful when it comes to transmuting, alchemizing your mindset and your poverty consciousness and your wealth consciousness. So as I learn, I pass it on to you so y'all can learn too.